The amount of y'all degenerates in the comment section trying to defend the blasphemy that is Power Rangers Megaforce is funny to me. Because there ain't shit you can say to convince me that this is not the worst season of all time. Or at the very least, the laziest. 'Cause all it is really just a carbon copy of Mighty Morphin Season 1, with none of the charm, passion, or effort that made it tolerable to watch. The Megaforce Rangers aren't characters, they're walking stereotypes. Troy is legit the most bland and one-dimensional Red Ranger in the history of Rangers, who somehow manages to be more robotic and emotionless than the Red Ranger who was actually a robot. Throughout the show, he tries to give all these impassioned motivational speeches like he thinks he's friggin' Optimus Prime or something, but instead it just comes off as interchangeable NPC dialogue.
Never give up, never surrender, fight to the last breath, the human spirit will prevail.
It's always the same empty platitudes, like, shut up, you're not Captain America. I also love how the whole season started with him having a vision of the legendary battle that lasted all but 5 minutes at the end of the season. Never even bothered to explain why he's having the visions, where they came from. Never addressed, never explained. And I feel so bad for the actor who plays him, Andrew Gray. He clearly actually has a fun and charming personality that the writers for some reason forced him to suppress. Same goes for all the other actors. They had a lot of potential, but absolutely nothing to work with. That could literally sum up the personalities of all the 4 Rangers in less than 4 words each. The goofy jock, the science guy, the flower girl, and the other girl. You know the writers don't give a fuck about their characters when the Yellow Ranger of your main team doesn't even get a single focus episode in the 2 seasons you gave them. And then there's Orion, who's just kind of there. Notice how I don't talk about any of the villains in this season, because not a single one of them are even worth talking about. Say what you will about Samurai. I don't think it's a good season, but I also don't think it's one of the worst. Even if you didn't like any of the main Rangers, at least they had good villains like Decker, who, along with Dayu, had a very intriguing backstory that actually made sense for his motivation. But if any one of y'all can name a single villain who showed up in this show, I will give you a cookie. Because they're nothing but generically evil cardboard cutout strawmen for the Rangers to fight. And don't even get me started on Robo Knight, whose character arc is one of the only slightly redeeming qualities this season had. And while ham-fisted at times, it was kind of interesting watching the Rangers slowly teaching him humanity. And then my man turns evil in Super Megaforce. They have a whole 2-episode arc dedicated to setting him free from the spell that ends with him sacrificing his life to save Orion, and he becomes one with the Morphin Grid or whatever. And then in the final battle, with absolutely no explanation, the writers have the audacity, the balls, the friggin' cojones to do this. Fuck you. Legendary Battle itself was also a major letdown, because none of the actual Ranger actors that got to come back got to contribute in any meaningful way. Hell, the Samurai and Lightspeed Rangers don't even get to speak. They're literally only there so you can point and look at the screen and say, hey, it's that guy from that season, I remember that. And don't tell me, oh, they didn't have time, oh, they had to focus on other things. After we had Forever Red that brought back 10 iconic Red Rangers who all had their own moments to shine. After we had multiple crossovers in the original Saban and Disney eras, we were able to juggle casts of 10, 11, 12 Rangers while making sure each character there had something to do and a role to play. Y'all the same ones who have the audacity to call Operation Overdrive the worst season of Power Rangers, and they gave us the most goated Ranger team-up in history that not only was able to successfully pay homage to Mighty Morphin without just meat riding it for the whole special, was able to actively build and expand on the lore of the characters from previous seasons in a way that actually made sense for the narrative. Not only can it be done, it can be done well. So when you choose not to, when you choose to take the lazy way out, writing in plot points and meaningless lore drops that make absolutely no sense, give us a team of carbon copy Rangers who are never allowed to deviate from the stereotypes they represent. When you choose to put as little effort into the story as possible because it's a franchise for kids and they're too stupid to notice, all while marketing yourself as a legacy season that's supposed to be a celebration of 20 years of the franchise, you'll get zero sympathy from me. Say what you will about Turbo, Operation Overdrive, even Alien Rangers. Were they good seasons of Power Rangers? No. Was the writing for those seasons good? Absolutely not. But they tried. They tried to tell a story. They tried to give kids quality entertainment, at least in their own way. But the effort they put in, as minimal as it was, is sorely lacking in Megaforce. Couldn't even be bothered to come up with their own morph call. They had to rip that shit off from Samurai. That's how little the people working on this show cared.